Somewhere within this community, and probably quite close to where she died, detectives expect to find the clues that will lead them to the killer of Joanna Yeates. Veteran murder investigator Rick Turner said a vital clue might be right under our noses.
It has been known that a killer will go back to the scene and actually lay flowers. So it's obviously very important that the police are aware of these flowers, who sent them, and if there's written cards, maybe even to retain or take photographs of the written cards, potentially A, to trace where the flowers may have come from a shop, or B, in terms of handwriting analysis.
Without an obvious motive, a major focus is still on Miss Yeates's lifestyle.
What was her life? What made her tick? Not just at work, but her social life and her private life. You know, has she been stalked, for example, that her boyfriend wasn't aware of, but she may have disclosed to a friend some months ago and thought nothing about it?
Why are police so desperate to find the missing pizza, the pizza Miss Yeates bought minutes before she got home?
The pizza may have got on the clothing or may have been touched, etc., and the killer would have thought, I need to get rid of that pizza.
Detectives investigating the murder of Jo Yeates in Bristol say she was missing one long grey sock when her body was found on Christmas Day.
The famous Clifton suspension bridge is the quickest route from the victim's flat to the country lane where her body was found.
Determine the route for the killer? What might determine?
It will depend on whether the killer has a pre-planned, determined route, and it will be really the lack of CCTV, where the car or the vehicle or the lorry at the time of day or night wouldn't stand out, wouldn't be alien to the environment, but that takes a degree of planning. And in this case, some of the indications were that maybe there wasn't that degree of planning in terms of where Joanne's body was found.
But when we got to Longwood Lane, our investigator had a different thought. The killer, he said, may have chosen an ideal place to hide a body, but was interrupted.
So that's a good site, inverted commas.
Yeah, there's a ledge, and
yeah.
You wouldn't be seen, a body wouldn't be seen from below. No. The vegetation would have overgrown it in the next 3 or 4 months.
Yeah. That site's, you know, a site where the body would be difficult to find, in a sense. So that's a site that the killer or killers may have known about, but certainly this is the risk factor here, because just clearly, you know, from not seeing a car to seeing a car passing as this one is passing now, that was 15 seconds.
What did the ex-chief superintendent make of the victim's missing sock? The missing sock, possibly taken by the killer as a trophy?
There is a possibility of that. In certain types of offences, particular sexual motives where offences of murder have been committed, sometimes, not always, the perpetrator may take a trophy, i.e. an item of clothing.
Or maybe the sock was the murder weapon. Police say Miss Yeates was strangled, but they haven't revealed exactly how. Martin Brunt, Sky News, Bristol.